have literally like 20 cards, right? Probably even one more or something.
Oh, for
20
real?
credit cards, yeah. 20 credit cards.
God
Boy,
damn.
So, oh, sorry. I
Ade.
brought some of them.
Wako we be ana.
So I'm not a scammer. I beg you guys. I have the I
Bako
have
cry ye me to say.
the gold card and I have the platinum and I have a lot of cards. So this is just some of them, but and
tough,
I have
man.
PayPal. PayPal has a credit card, but it's only online. Yeah, they have multiple ones. And say no, they buy, but the very first one I had like years ago, it's only online. They don't have a physical card. Yeah, so I have literally like 20 cards and more credit cards at me use to.
My man no be scam out.
I'm
he's
never
not a
a
scammer.
I'm never a
Scammer.
scammer. This is legitimate cards in my own names. My name was there. But see, the reason people say, I don't know if I should talk about that right now or it's going to come back. I was talking about the limits, right? So,
So
okay,
go for it.
Me on. One say, right now, I have on average my limit is like 15,000, 13,000, 20,000, and stuff like that, right? So the more I use, I still on slow. Then because I have so many credit cards, now they will add it to that and give me also the average limit or utilization I have to, right? So before now, I thought, say, if I got like a lot of credit cards, now because right now, literally my I have like over 160K credit limit available for me, right? So now I thought, say, because of that, maybe I can max out one card. But I wasn't maxing it out, but my Amazon card, and I'm saying it's up now, but it was like only 1K limit some years back. And somebody wanted me to buy something for her on Amazon, right? So she was like, she doesn't have all the money. So I use my card. She'll give me this and give me the remaining money later on. My damn ass. Not the near like $1,000, right? So I bought the thing for her. I think 900 or 1,000. No worries. My credit dropped like 40 points less. Bro, I got so mad. And so I realized, I said, no. So even though it's still a lot of credit cards and a lot of limits, still now the limit on one card still counts. Will affect everything. You know, say even though me was so many, still now one card I have to use 30% or less. Even better, lesser. And no matter how many we got, you still have to use whatever. No?
Got it. So you're fun to say, I have a credit line of $2,000. Right? Well, credit line of $2,000. If I said $2,000, no, I was let me make you payment of $80 minimum payment. Before send me due dates in the vessel, no, $2,000 now. My wall, my credit line is no, my dinner now. But the $2,000 not to baby. They are taking care of something, right? $2,000 straight up, and then month and the best one, and then I want to pay like $80. Is that a good habit or is not?
First of all, it's definitely not a good habit to pay only just that amount when you see 2K now.
Because also AGI minimum payment.
No, I didn't say that. So me say for it to count as a payment, you have to at least make the minimum payment.
Right.
If the minimum payment is $80 and you make $70 or 79.99, it still doesn't count as a payment. That means you are late on the payment.
Right.
But me say if you can pay everything off or pay to as low as possible, because say when you're trying to offer, then when you only make the minimum payment, that's when what starts. That's when the interest kicks in.
Going up.
And I don't want to say this, but I don't know if I should say it. But
Nah, go for it, bro.
Because people may take it the wrong way. Say why? Because so I realized because me I always will pay it anyways, but I've realized so miss late payment it takes them another month before they actually will report as late payment. Before now right? So now I say so maybe today is the due date.
Yeah.
I have to pay.
I'm on my pull back.
So just that, but you don't want to risk it.
Yeah, don't let it be a habit.
Exactly, but you know what I'm saying. Like I realized, so right now, if you miss the payment today, I think that's a grace period they give you. I don't know if it's up to 30 days or 30 days. So another 1 month. So now for the 1 year, then they report to the bureau say you have missed the payment. Like I said, don't make that a habit. Never.
Don't.
Except you always make sure to set up automatic payment on your account,
Right.
so that to the minimum, so that if you forget to make I've set up not every one of the credit cards, but some of them minimum payment send me really free, but I still regularly go into my cards to check. And my downloading Mint, I've added all my cards to it, so when I go there, I see all my balances.
So these are all like free tools, right?
Yeah, Mint is free tool, free tool for you to use. So we talk about it more later.
Question here say, oh, we make a statement be so use credit card only if it's an emergency, right?
Yeah.
And I also say also use debit that. Now you use that way credit and so it's like two statements at the same time, you know.
Contradicting.
Okay. Well, so pardon me if explanation wasn't clear. So, I said the basic thing, or why they introduce a credit card, or at least how I see credit is for emergency purposes first, right? So, Niska to do this, they use credit and pay them later, right? But the way they make the money is when you pay interest. Right. No matter what, some people will make interest. Me say, my signature line of credit, I'm happy to pay interest. Why? Because I always rob Peter to pay Paul. I'll say that later. But sometimes I'm happy to rob Peter to pay Paul.
Sapo with the boy is petty. Yeah, farmer.
The basic thing is you are using it for emergencies or when you don't have money or when you don't want to use your money. Right? So, mankas, that doesn't mean say use it only on emergencies, because say about your habit, and if you are not disciplined, then you are only going to use your credit, and you can make the payments.
Right.
But some people, if you have your cash, be a club uncle papi bottles. But if you have your credit card, me card, this American Express Platinum card. This is a charge card. I want to talk about that if we have time. I don't mind, I can go. But so these are charge cards, which I'll talk about them later. I don't have a limit on this card.
Right.
I don't have a.
We'll get to the part.
I don't have a preset limit.
I know there's a lot of credit cards.
Yeah, I don't have a preset limit. It kind of have a soft limit on there, but to me, I could treat 20K right now, 30K. I'll be fine. Just that, on my catch them say, especially platinum. I have a 35K. Some percent me twice na me tuiana once at a time. Me to me issue, but I still can go more.
What's the name of that? Because I know that they have a term for it.
Yeah, charge card.
Okay.
So so that the thing they say, you don't. I have this card, but I may call out. Now if I know, I can get bottles, but I don't want to. Like I don't have extra money for that, except it's really was necessary. Be a me standing am obi and I say Yakuba be kutia bibi no ni I can go up to over 35K, but I won't do it. That's what I'm saying. Because obi one man a credit card now, because they have the credit, they will spend more. Right. Me too. It affects me. Sometimes I spend slightly more than I would if I was using my cash, because me issue right. Imagine using 2K. For my cash, yes. But me issue a credit card as well. Be a paycheck bar, no matter 500.
No, that's you.
Another paycheck bar, no matter 500. Many people want to know. That's what I was saying. So I didn't say.
I think that if I understand you clearly, the opposite trying to say, use credit cards in cases when you have to use them. Or when you're trying to say when you know so you can pay it off.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it safe to say, depending on what your credit score is, that's how you know how to use your credit card. Because everyone say, Obi credit score is 450, 500. Everyone say, 500. Okay.
450 credit score there.
Wow.
Yeah, it starts from 300 to.
Everyone say 500.
Yeah.
My guy is talking from experience.
Talk.
Talk.
But it's easy. So, 500 columns are and also groceries, gas. Sunday man, ube you should send a bear, which you are now creating. I will do 800 columns. that one be like boozing.
Yeah.
Relax. You know, if the same say if you talk that and say.
Oh, it's safe. If I feel like it's safe if it works for you in that way, yeah, it's safe and it's kind of smart too.
I feel like if I understand, for me, it doesn't matter how good your score is. The way to build a credit is the same.
Okay.
Making,
For everybody.
Making the payments on time, making sure say by the statement date, you have as little credit as possible to improve your credit. So one of the reasons why I have this many cards is, well, first of all, obviously, the more cards you have, the more responsible they think you are. So if one person I can manage 20 cards, that means I'm very responsible. And many cards were in at that one so I use all of them in a year. So this month I was using these cards. And I said, me keep payments cry. The next month or next 3 months, because some credit cards, if you don't make a payment, they'll cancel it.
Charlie, only maybe I won't make we come back to that credit cards and stuff like, because our next segment, we're gonna talk about the different kinds of credit card you can apply for and you can get when you have that kind of score that qualifies you for. But for now, let's keep it on a minimum, like somebody that has like the unsecured credit line of bed 2,000, 5,000, because that's where you start. To get to the point where you can get like about 20, 50 cards if you want to, Charlie, we keep talking about like late payments and stuff like that. Can you dispute a late payment if you trying to like, you're trying to say, a credit score right now is in the 400s, and when you go to your Credit Karma, are they affecting it the most? Credit Karma is going to tell you are they affected credit score the most. And I'm trying to say, are they affected or score the most? Late payments and stuff like that. How do you dispute it? I'm trying to say, okay, it's challenges and stuff like that. And right now economy is slow. What you might say, stuff like that. How do you dispute it? What's the process?
Well, I would say,
and can you dispute it? Yeah.
As I know right now, except it's through illegal ways, you only dispute what you are not responsible for. So why now we late payment? You cannot dispute it, right? So late payment, I don't think you can. I mean, somebody can correct me if I am, but late payment, first of all, except that you paid now, almost system was down, and they can confirm they were making maintenance on their website or whatever, so your payment did not go through or something like that. What's the automatic payment? Automatically, you can challenge maybe a late payment because it was supposed to go through, right? Yeah. And I won't go through.
Right.
But you cannot challenge a late payment when you were the cause of it. Some people were like, some credit repair people are like, we will dispute stuff for you. Unless it's through illegal means or a way I don't know. No. If you go apply for a car loan and they don't give you and it becomes a hard inquiry, you cannot dispute it. Why? Because you went to apply.
Right, you cannot dispute it.
If somebody stole your information and it's identity theft and stuff like that, you can call them and you describe it. So no find out say I'm pa. Then that means no crown. Then they will be canceling your cards and give you a new card and all of that. But something you did is like, I could borrow money or bank, $2,000. Now I could report to say, what this can we but so we remove bank loan everywhere. So where
Juma. Juma.
Who you like, you work for the credit card now, if you are use card now.
Do
they have like a grace period? And I said, they don't care.
They never have a grace period. Well, every bank, even car no, I found out say Uchiya car no, sometimes at least every bank is different. Uchiya maybe for 3 months plus no what you must say and as something you can talk to them and they can give you like a month, mostly 2 months, like at max 2 months grace period Uchiya car notes, then you resume, right?
Got it.
No, some more pause. They will still count as payment because my casa set it wouldn't be a student loan our person, kind of. right? So, but if life happens, that is when if you have like plan Bs and stuff, right? That is when if you have a credit card. So me, I have a credit cards, right? Then I also have, I don't know, my best friend Clement and I know Obi. And last year, me GB. So we have something called signature line of credit. Signature line of credit, is basically loan already available to you. So based on your credit history, how strong it is, Makwakwaji Yemfan say 10K loan. When say loan there, you apply personal loan and then they will give you, and it become first of all a hard inquiry. Every time you apply, it becomes a hard inquiry. Now, this 10K, for signature line of credit, it's not every bank that have it. Some of them, they have it for only business people. So this one is personal line of credit, Makwakwaji Apple personal line of credit 10K, right? And I'm saying they roll with Peter to pay Paul, right? So first, for example, Makwakwaji 10K, it's available to. I'm not using the money because obviously if I needed to use it, I would have used it. Yeah. It's kind of that why I mean use because I don't need it. First of all, I use my credit card and I have money to pay it off every month, right? But in this case, the loan is always available to me. It never goes away except so Apple for what I said and a bank and I say you cancel signature line of credit. That 10K forever and ever is always in my account.
Yeah.
Right? So whenever I want to use money, I take that money, right? Sometimes we scan now. I use my cash. I use signature line of credit, to pay.
To take care of it.
In this case, for example, right now, more some money be with my EV. Now me switch it from T-Mobile to Verizon, and because of that, I have to make 3 cards off, right? So it was an impromptu purchase. I didn't plan it, Me do credit card net one of my cars, my use na minimum payment me start so into also we make it purchase. It's minimum payment, well statement balance, is 2K, right? 2K, obviously I can make the minimum payment, but what will happen is I'll pay a lot of interest. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So what happens, to say, when the statement time catch her, what I will do be say, make shiska from signature line of credit, let me tria that unplanned balance, and I say, so that's another loan. Usually it's a lower interest. I think it's a 10% or 7% or 8% or something like that. And my shiska from Peter, and a bit Paul. And by the time when I acquire cash advance, so when you cash accrue, but now I say a accrue 10, but I'm checking, I tried several times. Say sometimes the highest amount of crowd was $5 within 15 days. Now like 2,500 or 2,000 within 15 days. I'm happy to pay them $5 for taking their $2,000. What I say, me take 2K, me take 2K from signature line of credit. Now I don't have to now apply and on scratching my credits. Now I already have that money.
Yeah.
So I take it and pay. We until anybody do or not be a paycheck be aba na ma tua signature no so half and no so the more I meet you now the interest now on be charge me lower and lower. It's always from what you are saying, all right? Yours, why I said that is I have tried to build my credit to the extent that I have so many available options for me. Right? And so because you use credit card, not for whatever, I don't have any money. Because usually credit card, you just have to make only the minimum. So minimum, now I say, oh, you might be minimum 1,000. Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Right.
But
would you have more than minimum? I think minimum $30. Would you have $100? How good does it affect your points?
Points in it, as long as you are more, utilization apart from say account it as payment, utilization is the most important. So you 100, I say I take from 50 to 20%. It helps you. That's what you 100. Not still nice. That still 90%. It doesn't, So from where I just make sure say life there happens. That's why my try say at least may have a small savings. May have so many credit cards. Right. To me so many higher limits. So me to me anyway, And also my signature line of credit. Quincy. But to me, you sue for it be a job loss or whatever. Me to me, 5K until say me. And we have something called balance transfer, right? So if you have a good credit, it be a what credit card. Your credit card no so much to mean free on time, but because we need available money right now, and you have so much interest in it was very high.
Yeah, interest.
Usually, or apply for a new credit card, they give you or transfer or balance from this card and I say from multiple cards to one card, right? So to one card, no. Mostly, I've been seeing on average 12 months without any interest. Just say almost transfer, but almost you small fee. I know they almost so scan no. You know, calculating make sense. Now, maybe instead of so maybe 5 credit cards who say we see maintaining no, you consolidate it and
to
you
one credit card.
who decide you not to one credit card. So no amount 15 months of no interest. Now what to about now we and who na 15 months in be drew on that we pay attention to pay and now you have lesser limit to pay.
Right.
You know, those are like the ways are massetia. If no matter here, that's where I will go to.
Got it. I mean, yeah, Matua say, you know, you have what designated a card for each purpose. It was an emergency draw. We now all the be easy. What you must say, but you say till you get a Charlie,
Well, credit, you know. So if you build your credit and it's great,
right.
Even if you don't have all these tools yet, you can go to the bank straight away. They'll give you money.
Right, because you have a good.
You have excellent credit
Right,
or
you got
good
good
credit.
history
Yeah,
and
they'll
everything.
give you money. Just that, obviously, you have more interest in it.
So Charlie, let's say if I say, yo, I'm falling behind on payments. Credit history is very poor and bad. I was just say, how do I get rid of my past history?
I may not know so deep into it, but I just know, say, whatever you did yourself, as of right now, what I know, to my knowledge, is you can't get rid of it. The only thing... No, like, because saying to kwaji 5K, someone na kwaji. So what this kind of way? So
I just waff it.
and yet banking at the child, yeah.
Right.
Well, like I said, I posted something on my Snap for some girl. She was helping people better their credit, but she was doing it illegally. She would file like a police
Right, because I was about to say, people have like there's
Yeah.
a lot of adverts around now.
Yeah.
Say, oh,
like I said, usually, those are scammers.
got it.
Some of them, they may be able to clear it, but it may come back to you, sir, go, yeah, okay, or file a false police reports for them to reverse some people's credit cards. Now, no matching, no. If they get her clients, they will reverse back your score. But now or credit best have back to worse.
So like that's what people do to go get Adiomo Peno and then
Yeah. So I've heard said there are reversals and stuff, but as most of them are illegitimate. Omusu mu a wasobeyeshi. But so mutu me yama so na illegitimate. But I mean say like especially like why I apply for loan near the amawa. When I apply na akwaje. So you cannot clear it off your name.
Got it.
Yeah.
So basically just be responsible and
something you didn't do. Yeah, something you didn't do, you can dispute it.
Dispute
Like
it.
one time I called me who said something was on my credit card. I didn't recognize it, and I'm from. I disputed and cried in my bank now and I'm disputing it. But if Obi could be a credit card in my name and I don't know anything about it, what you do is say you either a credit card you beat me up from, or you can go to Credit Karma. Credit Karma, one good thing about it is they have information for everything. So even the numbers to call, dispute, and all of that. Now I file forms or whatever to dispute some of these things.
Yeah,
So
by the way, Credit Karma is free. You can
Yeah.
go download it.
I feel like if you don't have it or you don't, Credit Karma is free. Basically, it helps you know your score is really, really close to. Yeah, I think it's the same as the scores because usually when they compare other places now it's the same. Just say Omo say one and say TransUnion, Equifax, and Bakubi, and I'm
they only have 2.
Omo 2, but yeah, Omo some other third one being and then FICO score. The Credit Karma they will show you your score and then they based on your usage they will, and your credit score they will tell you maybe you are most likely to get this card if you apply for it. You are most likely to get this card if you apply for it, or do this and do that.
Cards, cars,
Yeah, even
houses.
Exactly. And so they look at how much you say you make in a year, your credit score and stuff, and then they will say this bank is willing to give you maybe 2K loan if you want it and stuff. And some people go to Credit Karma and almost say Credit Karma said I would get this card, but when I applied, I didn't get it. I got a hard inquiry. Sometimes because you have to check your credit, because Omoka say, oh, well, sometimes they are just using your score, but sometimes maybe I will score you okay. But first of all, it's not. A lot of bad things are in the score.
You have a history of a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean, kind of, you had bad history. You're trying to.
Now, as time goes on, it will wear off, and I make kind of.
Is it 7 years?
No. Yeah, go for it. Nah.
Because 7 years they are not sure.
And me see payment history, you know.
7 years in your payment history, right? But then to say that kind of like the most important factors I also look at, how well are you making payments on your credit card? How you're utilizing your credit card. Those two things are very, very important.
And then some people, one of the reasons why Omo credit is really bad is hard inquiries. So hard inquiries is for example, you wanted a car. Your credit is really bad. Into no be person when walk 3 banks in maybe 15 days. The good thing about car, you need to almost apply for a car within a 7-day period or something. If you apply to even 5 banks, it be counted as one.
Right? Yeah. So, that's what it is.
And then
not just car, even the house car. If you're gonna get a house,
but for example, 5 days, you can apply for car loan or my amount. 10 days later, you can apply for you went to apply for a credit card. Now you have it's advisable to have maybe in a year have or at a time.
I was gonna ask, how many times can you apply for a credit?
Uber to me apply for so many times, but they will deny you all those times if you don't want to give you.
Right.
Just that because whether they approve you or not, it will still show on your credit as a hard inquiry.
Right.
So it's better you most likely will be approved, because that hard inquiry will be like 15 inquiries, hard inquiry.
Yeah.
And those things take 2 years. What it shows the bank that you are thirsty. We're thirsty for loans, right?
Okay.
No, so but you most likely you mouth anyways, and you are keep on doing it, hoping say somebody will give you. Until your mouth cry at the end, I mean say my credit card I may apply cry mama me scan cry no. It will still show as a hard inquiry. So it's advisable to get 3, max maybe 4 and stuff. Especially if you want to get a house soon or something. Don't do any hard inquiries. Until hard inquiry, the more hard inquiry until right now, you need 7 years. How long do late payments stay on your credit report? 7 years.
Wow.
Until, like you said, history ni good at. I feel the airway as time goes on, the airway off, but still yes, no also. Until hard inquiry stays on your card or your record for 2 years, and the 2 years until CC but late payment needs 7 years. And I was somebody bankruptcy be 10 years, 15 years, and some person credit is stronger. Obviously, some of these you can touch them later, but person is strong power. Like I was saying, say who have multiple credit cards. You don't have to have 20 like mine, but maybe 2 or 3. The answer we are responsible, be making sure who be pay them off. It tells them say you are able to manage different cards at once, right?
You're responsible.
Then some people get loans not because here loan. They get it to make their credit score look good. Because a different mixer. To imagine who student loan, what to make or car loan, or credit cards kakra, and a week kakra. It makes your credit strong. That means you have so many different types of things that will take you care of. Until obi or just one credit card, no. Maybe you're 700, but also 700, but you have car note on there, you have car note on there, you have what could you loan kakra? Me kura me sin and say me share that already me measure that be 500 bi. Na mama be 1-2 years utia no kakra ka be to utia free just for you to show say different types of credit on your The more I'm friend credit mix. Say different about FICO scores. FICO scores say payment history. And I think say anybody payment history is 35%. And no we may see payment 90. I don't know. And out of 100 no 35%. And then amount owed I think say no be a limit 30 counts for 30%. And new credit is probably the new credit be I think say hard inquiry. Probably 10%. And more credit mix like 10% or more length of history. Timmy see I'm credit card. I think so. I'm saying length of history 3 years, 8 months or so. But it is not how long I'm started credit. Uji new card be a normal average amount. Uji new card be a normal average amount. But in actuality, me come 5 some places be a the credit score like 8+ years. I have 8 years of credit history.
If I say experience, FICO, the other ones.
Omina different. Equifax.
So those are the credit bureaus.
Yeah, credit bureaus.
Or say why is Obi to me and say I say Obi are they different.
I think they all have different ways of doing
say different. They are same credit, but they are most like almost close. Say be me call my ECC credit karma say I have 800 for back and about 809. But it still will be just about the same because I take it as they are different companies. It will be a scoring method a little different. Yeah, Intina.
Charlie, yeah. I mean, bro, we have to wrap up. But before we wrap up, things that you've talked about ways and means of maintaining a good credit score. You've talked about making payments, the way you're utilizing your credit, your history. Like don't overspend.
That's the limit.
Right, your limit. If you're supposed to pay $80 a month, make sure you're making that payment.
At least that, yeah.
At least that payment. Don't fall back on payments. Don't make late payments and stuff like that. Charlie, I won't make we end with this one. What is the importance of having a credit? That's it.
Okay, probably says some of them, but to me, the importance of credit is king. Credit, it's not credit card aboa. Credit history America I see aboa. I cannot underrate credit card or credit score in that matter because if you have credit and first of all emergency bar, ubet me the AG loan or credit card, you can get more credit cards and you can get a lot of different stuff for it. Me through credit cards, I've gotten free money. Some of these cards, me signing up, say within 3 months, if I use 3,000, Chase last year, $800. That's free money. That just by me using the card to make regular payment, me calculating, me making sure say within 3 months I will be able to use to pay regular bills.
Right.
I got free money, $800. So last year only, I got probably over $2,000 worth of free money from credit card because me signing up, sign up bonus and stuff. So obviously that's not a good habit if you can't keep it up and if you cannot pay it. And some people be just trying to get the bonuses. They use more than they have to just because they say in 3 months you have to use $3,000. But wow, paycheck and do $3,000 for 3 months and now could use home by chill. And I say interest rate never be tossed. Scan on the man making no sense.
Right.
So emergency purposes, having some free money. But mostly it's just for you to be able to buy anything that you want.
Right.
And anything that you want, if you have a good credit, you can get a bank, especially houses. House your home right now. If you want to buy a house, CV enough for the down payment and stuff like that. They will give you like a great interest rate and stuff like that. And without a good credit, you pay more interest than you should have paid.
Right.
And I know somebody who was paying like 15% for a car note, and by the time we if they don't pay it before that time, would have paid ×2 of the scan. If I say house, got a house, we need couches, we need whatever. Hey, because now but you don't want to touch it.
Right.
So what do you use? A credit card, or if you have sometimes you can take advantage of applying for a new credit card. No interest for 15 months.
Yeah, period of month.
So you put it there, you just make sure say you make the minimum payment and for 15 months, right. Because there's no interest on it. So credit is definitely king, and it's very important if you use it at the right way. But don't get credit and flex it, or just use it anyhow when you can't do it. Because me, I like nice stuff, but me just to impress somebody. Because I've seen my brother, me catch it. Me, I let him get a credit card, and he's keeping it good.
Right.
But say, when you soon it will come back to kill you.
Right.
Because like I said, me I taught everything I want, but I won't buy. I'll buy it when I know say my budget is ready to buy that thing, or me calculating maybe within 3 months. I'm sure paycheck. Me a tria side way through. Then I will do it.
Got it.
So yeah,
Charlie, Prof, thanks a lot for pulling up, man.
Thank you very much.
Really, really appreciate you for sharing this very knowledge with us, and it's very, very informative, Charlie.
Yeah.
Yo, get a credit card, build your credit. Credit, of course, is king.
yeah.
It's credit. If you want to buy a house, it's credit. If you want to
Car.
invest in multiple businesses and stuff like that, it's credit. Credit is king.
You can turn credit into cash in so many ways.
Right.
I'm not learning and stuff.
Yeah, and so Charlie, we already learned. So
Yeah.
if you get a credit card, make sure you're making the payments. Make sure you're not falling behind on payments and stuff like that, just so that other creditors will continue to give you
good credit and higher
stuff
credit
like
limits.
that.
And I would say
Just
that
be responsible.
Next time, we are probably going to be talking about the number of credit cards you can have, the type of credit cards that are available for you, and who you can, even if grass will be to me, you'll be out on credit card. So as a user of the credit card and stuff like that. So Charlie, join us next week, or maybe in subsequent times to come. We go do another one, then show you guys what they really go on, Charlie. Until then, man, we out. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, make any bro get it.
for
We
sure.
out. Yeah, if you have any questions, I'm gonna link Prof Kakap3's information in the description. You can hit him up if you have any questions. You can leave a comment as well. And Charlie, I better get back to it, Charlie. We already learned. Yeah,
Yes,
we out.
sir.
We out.